Have a copyright? I'll lead your fight. Hi, I'm Dick Leibowitz, and I'm a YouTube lawyer. Is there a social movement you don't approve of? Tired of cancel culture? For the low cost of $20, I'll read your message out to my fans. Want to go the extra mile? Donate $50 to my Patreon for a personal 3-minute Skype call. I specialize in OnlyFans analysis and making bold predictions way outside my area of expertise. Call now at 1-800-GO-G-RIFT. That's 1-800-GO-G-RIFT. Call now and help get started getting Nick Cannon his job back. We all know that the Kick Nick movement was unfair, and with your help, we can save the career of a good man. I'm Dick Leibowitz. Let's save the world.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. You wanna go where people know people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Midnight Show. It is October 11th, 2024. And welcome, everybody. And remember, don't be sad that the good times are over. Be happy that the good times have ever happened at all. And I saw some people asking in chat, what is up with that amazing weight loss camp? Well, I wouldn't trust the numbers too much. You know, you can take everything you can at face value, but be careful about those numbers. There might be a fudged number or two here and there. Well, all right, guys. So, Ozempic Ozarks. We have a few things to talk about tonight. So, while I've been gone, a few things have happened. There's a massive fucking hurricane destroying half the nation. We're not going to talk about much of that. Instead, we're going to talk about idiots oversharing on the internet and destroying their lives. And while I'm here, knock on wood, just in case. Where to start? I think the best place to start is Vito, the co-host of Juju the Cow. And I think the best place to start on this is right here. I'll just let this play and give you my opinion on it afterwards.
So Vito says, "Oh, I'll get somebody for your war game, right?" And we're posted up in the middle. And he brings this girl over, and I said, "Oh, okay, hi." So I explained the rules, and she goes like, "Oh, I don't know." I said, "Okay, like, you know, the Revolutionary War." She goes, "Oh man, they're just starting to teach us that, but they haven't told us when it started yet." And I said, "I'm sorry, what? How old are you?"
Yeah,
she goes,
good question.
13. And I said, "Get the hell out of here, Vito! You're telling me the first person you bring over is a 13-year-old girl." Bro,
help
me.
Help yourself out.
Oh, no.
Help yourself out.
No, I'm not sure if you were able to hear past the layers of sweat on that guy's face. For whatever reason, every time this guy broadcasts himself on the internet, it looks like he just drenched himself with baby oil. He got a special order from Diddy, I would imagine. His face just, with a forehead that he doesn't even have to headbutt you very hard. He could gently grace you with that forehead, and he would just knock you right the fuck out. So why did I play a clip like this? Well, first of all, I wanted to point out that forced laughter, man. That dude forces his laughter more than his girlfriend forces her fucking orgasms, bro. That oh man. Man, that is some forced fucking laughter if I've ever seen it. Second of all, Vito, more commonly known as Vito the Pino online, has, now correct me in chat if I'm wrong, I believe I've seen, so let's just say I've allegedly seen a screenshot, and maybe it was doctored, of him alleging that he himself is a non-offending pedophile. Now, he's gotten a lot of shit for this. In fact, there's a pinned comment on this video from none other than Vito. Context: we were interviewing Comic-Con cosplayers to test their war history knowledge. I asked this random girl if she wanted to participate, and she ended up being too young to know any of the answers. She is not my quote-unquote friend. Which I'm sure a lot of people were relieved when they saw this comment. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Or they immediately thought, hey, I could roast this fucker a little bit in the chat, in the comments. And you see 3 consecutive comments from Vito, so he's definitely not mad at all. But just, as you can imagine, every comment under the sun. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Why were you just inexplicably drawn to a 13-year-old, not 17 or even 16, where you might have been confused as to their age, but 13 years old, a 13-year-old child? That says a lot about you, sir or madam. Vito, are your glasses so steamed up you can't tell somebody is obviously too young? Like 13, bro. For fucking real. How does she end up being too young? It's not like she de-aged in front of you. Cons get a bad rep specifically because of you and your kind. Children are not for your content or consumption. Stay away from them. Nice and straightforward. We interviewed a dozen people. Yeah, but out of those dozen people, one of them was a child? What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Vito and Hero become one. I can't imagine what that might mean. The fact that you didn't immediately identify that she was too young to associate says a lot about you. From our wife, Kayla. This guy says rope. Huh. No one believes you. So Vito's definitely making a compelling story, telling his side of the story. Now, let's let it replay again. Just so we have a more, now that we have more context, maybe it will make much more sense hearing Juju the cow explain the folly of his co-host.
So Vito says, I'll get somebody for your war game, right? And we're posted up in the middle. And he brings this girl over, and I said, oh, okay, hi. So I explained the rules, and she goes like, oh, I don't know. I said, okay, the Revolutionary War. She goes, oh, man, they're just starting to teach us that, but they haven't told us when it started yet. And I said, I'm sorry, what? How old are you?
Yeah.
She goes,
good question.
13. And I said, get the hell out of here, Vito.
Man, that acting is 10 out of 10. The amount of acting in this clip is just through the roof. It could go to the moon. And look at this shirt, too. You've got Riley. His mugshot from when he tried to go troll Eric July and just got arrested. Printed on a shirt to remind everybody, hey, Clipiverse, right? How funny is that? Aren't we so good at A-logging Eric July? Don't you guys want to have fun A-logging Eric July? Clipiverse. How fucking funny is that, guys? Women are fat, too. How fucking funny, dudes. That's what we're talking about. That's the fucking stuff. All right. We'll change up gears for a second. There's not much more to analyze from that. What is fucking wrong with these people? Besides, of course, the size of his fucking forehead. Oh. Wrong overlay chat. Pardon me. That's much better. Arizona college student accused in random classmate stabbing has attempted murder charge dropped. Let me read that again. Arizona college student accused in random classmate stabbing has attempted murder charge dropped. Strange place to put their advertisement. This gives me a place to go off on this tangent for a second. Advertisement has gotten absolutely out of fucking hand. My bad. There, that should fix it. It's absolutely out of hand. Like, is this person... Sorry about that. Does this person want this to just be the headline that is attached to their podcast? That's a strange thing. Because you see the headline, and your brain immediately goes, oh, that's the person who did some stabbing? And they want me to watch her podcast? That's weird. But on a serious note, in my personal life, for a while we were watching like Futurama off of Hulu. And the amount of advertisements played at you every 3 minutes is obscene. It should be illegal. Playing the same 3 to 4 advertisements at you every 3 minutes. When I was home, I would just turn it off. Just play some music. Or I'll actually play music. Go drink some coffee. Write some stuff down. It was such an egregious amount of advertisements, it made me not want it at all. I'm good. I don't need to see this. I would rather hear nothing. I would rather have nothing than the bullshit they're trying to make me indulge in. Now, another example. So you go to a store, and you go to check out, and first they go, hey, do you have our rewards program? You'll save, Freudian slip there. You'll save 15% off your next purchase if you sign up for this rewards program. We say, no, thank you. And they go, okay, check out the rest of the items. They go, oh, would you like to sign up for our credit card? No, thank you. And they go, are you sure? You get 15% off your next purchase if you buy, or if you sign up for a credit card, even if you aren't accepted. It's a really good deal. You might save yourself $3 whole. $3 whole, you might be able to buy yourself half a gallon of milk. And we go, no, that's fine. No, thank you. We're kind of in a hurry, actually. And I go, okay. They do check us out. And I go, okay. And by the way, after you're finished here, they circle a thing on the receipt. Make sure you do a survey. Let us all know how good we are doing as a store. Wink, wink. Really, what they're telling you is that their manager probably gets some sort of kickback, or the store gets some sort of boost from corporate if they have so many surveys given or credit cards handed out. It's nuts. It's nuts. Makes me not want to do a damn thing. Just everywhere you go, the place you could be in a neighborhood that has just trash everywhere, people sleeping, just fucked up on drugs, sleeping right outside the store. But inside that store, they're assuming that you're just loaded, that you're going to sign up for their credit card, you're going to sign up for the rewards program, that you're going to come in there every day, become a regular customer. Maybe not just that you were driving through town, thought, hey, I might need this thing real quick, let's pop in. It turns into an hour-long venture to just buy the one thing because they had to make this an experience to shop at their store. It's fucking bullshit. I can't imagine how it gets worse. And I know it's going to get worse because, well, obviously that's where we're headed. It's not getting better. Has anything seemed like it's gotten better over the years, except for having access to AI, which has been pretty nice? They're not going to let us have fun with that for much longer. And then you think to yourself, are they making conditions better for the employees? Are people making more money? Is the money worth more? Of course not. Everyone makes the same amount of fucking money they made last year and the year before that and the year before that, but wouldn't you know it, that money ain't worth shit anymore. Good luck going and putting food in your fridge for a week. That's going to cost under $100. Hope you like working. Hope you like working overtime. I hope you like getting no fucking credit for all of your hard work, because it's going to be the person in charge of your store that's responsible for handing out all those credit cards. That's what matters now. Not producing better products, not making a better environment for your employees, and making a company that is more suitable for its community. None of that shit matters now. They want personal information. They want email addresses. They want personal information for credit card issuing. And they want surveys. That's what matters in corporate America now. It's fucking sad. All right, so let's move on to this. Arizona college student accused in random classmate stabbing has attempted murder charge dropped. Arizona State University Casey Sloan, who's accused of stabbing a fellow student twice in a Glendale classroom last month, is apparently in a random attack, entered a not guilty plea in Maricopa County on Wednesday after 2 of her 4 charges were dismissed last week. So here's the nice lady that she just exploded. She just had oh man, she's been having it so rough. And she was so upset that this person was happy. That was her crime. She was happy. Let's go ahead and let's see what she has to say for herself. I'm sure it's in this article. I've been reading up on this story the last few days. Sloan allegedly walked up to the classmate, Daffron, on September 19th and stabbed her multiple times, according to an affidavit obtained by Fox News Digital, citing multiple witness accounts. So it's still alleged. Even though they saw it happen, it's still alleged. Matthew McCormick, a student who witnessed the attack unfolding in the classroom, took swift action to stop the alleged... See, the stabbing's still alleged. He went to stop the stabbing, but it might not have even really been happening. See, he officially... Isn't that fucking nuts, how this is written? He witnessed the attack, so the attack happened, but the stabbing is still alleged. We're still not sure if it actually happened or not, because we got to cover our bases for, legal reasons. Potentially saving her life. In that moment, I didn't really have a thought going through my head. I just knew I felt compelled to do something. Well, you saw a motherfucker getting stabbed. A lady, in fact, getting stabbed in front of you. Or, excuse me. She was being attacked, but she was allegedly stabbed. Approximately 13 witnesses present during the attack. Where's the part about this witness saying that she was just upset that this person was so happy all the time? And that her life sucked and she was just jealous? Is it not in this article? Fucking really, Fox? We'll go up a little bit. Police corroborated McCormick's account in their report, stating that one of the witnesses, quote, was able to disarm the defendant by pulling the knife away from the defendant's right hand and threw it away from them. Another witness then kicked the knife to the back of the classroom. Another witness described the defendant was sitting in the classroom at a desk and suddenly got up and ran at the victim as the victim entered the classroom and stabbed her multiple times. Detectives found a handwritten note inside Sloan's backpack that apparently referenced an act she was about to commit but did not specify what state she was referring to. But did not specifically state what she was referring to. After reading her Miranda rights, the defendant admitted she came to class to hurt somebody and was planning the attack since the night prior. Sloan also allegedly expressed the desire to hurt somebody in class that day in an interview with detectives after the incident, and targeted Daffron because she was an easier target than the other person she apparently considered attacking, who she referred to as a veteran. Oh, what a nice lady. Casey Sloan was immediately detained and arrested on suspicion of first-degree attempted murder, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, interfering with an educational institution, and disorderly conduct. Nice to throw the educational, or interfering with an educational institution in there. So funny how this hasn't been talked about very much. I've seen articles about this every once in a while, but everyone's kind of talking about the hurricane or talking about Trump and Harris. I can't bring myself to give a flying fuck about this election. The Biden-Trump election really set in stone my opinion that none of it actually is anything but an opiate for the masses. Imagine how many angry motherfuckers they're able to keep at bay paying their taxes just by telling them, oh yeah, we totally count your votes. Yeah, we're not going to just do whatever the fuck we want and let you think that it's your fault everything's turning out the way it is. You couldn't convince me. It's all bullshit, and they use this right-left bullshit to pit everyone against each other, making it seem like making everyone feel like it's the other side's fault that's doing it to them, when in reality, it's the same people that have always been doing it. The more things change, the more they stay the fucking same. But hey, I'm just a guy at his computer talking out of the side of his ass, so what do I know? All right, just a second, chat. I'm going to take a sip of water. All right. So where are we now? Well, Tarl Warwick, Styxhexenhammer, has been arrested in New Orleans for domestic battery. Water vodka. I wish it was vodka, bro. I can't drink anymore. My ass is an alcoholic, and if I have a bottle of liquor here, I'm drinking all of it. I've gotten better at maintaining that sort of thing. Like, not necessarily alcohol, but I can make a pot of coffee and only have 1 cup of coffee instead of going, no, I'm drinking that sucker till it's gone. Or having a Red Bull and drinking the Red Bull and saying, all right, I've had my Red Bull, now we're drinking water. But I am not going to tempt the beast and go, I could probably have some vodka in the house and not go crazy. I'd rather not. Let's just don't. I like to think I've learned my lesson. Tarl Warwick arrested in New Orleans for domestic battery. So where should we start? Here we have his his video with his side piece. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is the screenshot there. Okay. Now, in this, you can just basically see the booking information on Styx. In this next screenshot, excuse me, it says, at the bottom, the quartering has bailed him out. So I think first, because I kept this on the Twitter overlay, thinking I was going to jump to the crazy ex-girlfriend's Twitter posts. But instead, let's start with the video. I'm sure you all will love this. Yeah, that's good enough. I don't need to fix it.
Hey, this is my darling. Yes.
You done?
No.
Okay.
Only slightly.
She looks so uncomfortable. Learn from his mistake, boys. Don't bring your ladies on a fucking live stream with you. It's not gonna end well. Everyone's going to think you're trying too hard. I'm surprised it didn't have that'll be about all. Peace out in there. A sharp, C, C. I've been using A sharp and C sharp a lot more. That's a crazy girlfriend's Twitter. We'll jump to that here in a little bit. Now, my pause game is pretty on point today. Look at that. Look at that face. This video is called Why I Was Absent for a Week. I Went to Jail. He was actually gone for 2 days. This was 7 days ago, and if you go to his channel, which we will do real quick, and go to videos, you will, damn, he's still spamming you these fucking videos onto YouTube. Okay, so 3 days. 10 days ago and then 7 days ago. Why I was absent for a week. So he did eventually address this on Twitter, saying, all right, look, it just felt like I was gone a week. Which, to be fair, it is jail. Now, his take while he was in jail, I'll spare you the few minutes here, and I'll spare you his delivery, demeanor, and smug delivery. Is that he was in jail. It was actually pretty cool. People were smoking weed and doing coke, and it wasn't that bad. Is more or less the story. So we don't need that open. Now, while this was going on, because keep in mind, the Quartering was live streaming while trying to get Styx out of jail. He was live streaming this. Kamala Harris disaster debate fallout as her husband exposed as attacking woman in drunken rage. Now, since Styx has gotten out of jail, you've seen a lot more of this talk of the presumption of innocence. Well, hey, we don't know for sure what happened. The bitch could be lying. A lot of bitches be lying. Remember, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. She's fucking nuts. She's probably some nutty chick. Which is probably not too far from the truth. You gotta be pretty fucking nutty to want to bang that guy. But that having been said, the double standard is worth pointing out, in my opinion. If this was, say, Kamala Harris's husband, it would be, there's blood in the water. Of course he has to be just slapping bitches like there's no tomorrow. Like his pip hand needs a little bit of exercise. All of a sudden, that presumption of innocence doesn't really matter to Kamala Harris's husband, does it? But when it comes to their friend, somebody they know, look, bitches be crazy, okay? Which they definitely fucking are sometimes. Now, wouldn't you know it? But this video, this live stream, has been privated. Now that's a good look right there. Now let's move on. Count Dankula, Bearing, and the Quartering hang out and make fun of each other. This is on the Incredible Salt Mine. Okay, so this is a podcast that they have together, I guess. This is the first I have heard of it. So I'll go ahead and let this play and be back in just a second.
Happened, but yeah, it's the internet's going to be waiting and watching. Obviously,
Yeah.
With bated breath. Yeah.
Well, it was funny because, of course, my mom calls me too because she watches my show, and she's like, "Oh, what's
Does
going?" Yeah. She's like,
That's weird, man.
"No, it's not."
Bros, I gotta jump in right there. Did he brag about his mom watching his show? Was that a subtle hi mom? I haven't heard that in a long ass time. That's crazy. All right, let's move forward.
That's weird. Do you censor yourself? Oh, you censor
I don't.
yourself anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean, I might like my normal self, you know.
Yeah.
But she's like, "Oh, what's going on? Did you find anything out?" Because I don't know, maybe it's just Wisconsin and we have a lot of alcoholic problems here, but most people when they see that, they're like, "Yeah, right." You know, okay, what, the girl that got drunk? Because I've seen girls do that. I watched a girl tell a cop to his face that her boyfriend hit her when we were at the bar, and everyone in the bar was like, "No, that never fucking happened." And but she just 100% lied to a cop's face that her boyfriend punched her.
Really?
Yes.
Women do that?
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I'm especially sensitive to people saying shit like that because it's dude, that sticks on you. And I think beating your wife is one of the.
Oh yeah, you can totally ruin your life.
Yeah.
You can totally ruin someone's life over that. I know a guy it happened to. by the way.
Yeah, but on the same time, I think it's better to laugh about it.
Yeah,
And
it
it's-
is.
Like the internet knows about it. It's better to laugh about it than say, whoa, 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 he did not do it, because we don't. The fact is, we don't know.
He should come out the jail shadow boxing. I'm just saying.
All right, I have to interrupt just to break the fucking yak answer that was happening there for a second. Holy shit. Talk about talking and saying nothing. I'll have you know I'm better at that, damn it. Holy shit. And the other thing that's worth pointing out is that the Quartering had just laid off his entire news staff, which I didn't even know he had. Like, you run a YouTube channel or a series of YouTube channels, man. You don't need to have employees for this. What are you doing? Like, I know he's the one making money off of YouTube, and I'm just doing it for fun. But still, it makes a person like me wonder, why do you have employees? That seems so weird. Like, I get having people do your legwork for you, but it still just comes off to me as strange. All right, let's continue forward here. Let's try to stomach a little bit more of this, and then we'll jump. We have the Styx video of him talking to his girlfriend, and it's a bit strange. The slightly, I guess you could just say, interesting part about the video is hearing him talk to her as she secretly films him. No, she does tell him she's filming him at one point. But let's let this continue a little bit further.
Just play Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
Or something, just pull an Amazing Atheist and just own the joke.
Well, my mom, that's where I was going. So my mom was like, what, she's like, well, the internet's going to find out, right? I'm like, well, yeah. I said, if it were me, if he asked my advice, not that he is, the first thing I would do is get home and, like, I would, when I get back, I would make a video about it and get out in front of it.
All right, so I see people always say that about these people. With my experience with how ads pay out on YouTube, I don't know about millions, man. Like, that's a bit of a stretch. Maybe from other ad, like, all in all, maybe some money, but millions, I don't know about that, dude. I'm just being doubtful. Sort of like when people, like, if you've ever known people with a gambling addiction, they're always telling you about all the wins they're making. Like, they want to tell you every win they have, but they'll never mention how much they played. Like, they spent their entire day gambling, but of course they came out ahead every single time. I think a lot of people put out a front. Like, if you make good money, I don't think you want to tell everyone about it. I think a lot of people with insecurities feel that they have to put a front out there to compensate for their lack of feeling good for themselves. And hey, I'm just spitting. Like I said, I'm a guy who makes no money on the internet, and I'm just talking out of the side of my ass. But that's how it comes off to me at face value. But I can think of a couple people in particular in my personal life that I know that have wasted tons of money gambling, and they'll insist that they've actually come out ahead in this hobby, that it pays for itself, really, if you just, spend every waking moment pouring yourself into this gambling hobby they have. They actually get out ahead. When in reality, if you ever know somebody with a crippling gambling addiction, it never works out that way. Again, just in my experience.
If it really was like one of those stupid things. Now, if he did fly off the handle and it's the worst side of the whatever, that's one thing. Like, someone said, Windy House, you better be ready to take all this back. I'm literally take what back? Give the guy the benefit of the doubt. Like, if it turns out that he like went ballistic and beat the shit out of a woman.
All right, I'll buy. We'll back up a little bit. So you said he's worth $3 to $5 million. If he's worth $3 to $5 million, then how come he had to fire everyone that works for him? That doesn't seem to add up to me. But where do you look this stuff? I don't know. I'm just being incredibly, what's the word? Like, I don't know if I believe you, man. Like, it'd be like with OJ. You're going to have to find the real killers for me to really think you didn't do it. Skeptical. A skeptic, even, one might say. But hey, I could be wrong. I've been wrong once or twice in my life, that's for sure. To dude, apparently Jeremy's in an open marriage. That would not surprise me.
The guy the benefit of the doubt. Like,
can you imagine?
If it turns out that
he's talking about giving him Styx the benefit of the doubt. Sorry, I have to keep jumping in here, but can you imagine if we're going to get like a Rekieta style downward spiral from the fucking quartering? That would just be chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Which there was an AI channel, an AI discussion generated channel. It's called Google Presents Kiwi Farms, and they have AI generated deep dive discussions based entirely off of Kiwi Farms threads, and the one for Styx only refers to the quartering as quarter pounder. It's pretty, that got me to laugh pretty hard when I came across that, when the host goes, and he got bailed out by a quarter pounder, and they laugh, a quarter pounder, really? But that was just, ooh.
he like went ballistic and beat the shit out of a woman, like he's not going to be my friend.
I
he's
do
not gonna be on
remember
my show
that
anymore
Radio
either.
Ruin.
Like,
Good
that's
times,
the reality.
man.
That's what I said at the time. But I think that it's fair to bail the guy out so he's not sitting in one of the worst jails in the country, you know, awaiting trial, especially if there's reasonable doubt that it was some stupid crap that, you know, got out of hand. That's just like being an adult. You know, I think like these guys are like
stupid crap that got out of hand. That's a nice place to jump off, because wouldn't you know it, stupid shit that got out of hand. So long story short, I was absent due to being in jail in New Orleans for a week. Oh, let me fix that. There we go. Due to stupidity, met a really cool murderer and a dude in for... This fucking guy met a really cool murderer. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? So long story short, I was absent due to being in jail in New Orleans for a week due to stupidity. I'm trying to not laugh as I'm saying this, why I'm reading it funny. All right. Remember, Stolas is watching over us, guys. We have to put on our serious faces. So long story short, I was absent due to being in jail in New Orleans for a week due to stupidity. Met a really cool murderer and a dude in for drug dealing. Pretty chill for criminals. More chuckleheads than in the general population. Due to stupidity, is that an admission of guilt? Not my own stupidity. So it's just a bunch of stupid shit. You know, a bunch of stupid stuff. He met a really cool murderer. He got him to sign his, I don't know, what does he even have? A guidebook? All right, and we have... Oh, that's right. Okay. So what do you think, chat? Should we move forward and into this case? Do we listen to more Quarter Pounder and Dankula and Burying? I was wondering who that other person was, even though I read it when I read the title. You know, no, I decided for myself I'm going to take some agency. Hold on just a second, chat. Just a moment. Think of your favorite game show.
you're having a laugh at it.
Not that one. You know, for me, it was always The Price is Right. Okay, here we go. Are you kidding me? It's not popping up on screen. Well, how am I going to show this to you then, chat? I got a plan. Okay, so we'll continue playing this. I'm going to mute myself and upload it on my account unlisted, and then we'll watch it there. So give me about a minute.
And that's fine. I actually don't think it's good to make jokes about guys beating their wives. I'm not saying jokes aren't allowed. I don't think it's the best way to handle it. But if he really did do it, then it'll all be hilarious. You know, if he really
will come out.
yeah. We take like a month off, and you're right there. Nail the soundboard.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So what else is going on?
Yeah. So we'll wait and see, folks. This would be. So I think I made my official position clear. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt until otherwise.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
He's saying jokes are not allowed. No, I'm saying you can make all the jokes you want. I'm not going to make jokes about it. But it's different because I'm too close to it. I get that. It's not like I'm completely out of it. Like I'm too close to it to think it's funny. You know, I care about the guy.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
Roz, it was the same thing. Like when people were making fun of Sargon and like an abortion or some shit. Like remember that? Where like they were making fun of him for that, and I was like, I forget what it was, and like I started this whole war with Medicare over it because I was just too close to it, and I'm like, this isn't funny. Like, but I can understand why if you're not close to it, why shit like that can be funny. I forget, was it? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't want to bring it back up. Yeah. In chat says, I've been sleuthing and it's not good. Well, what I can't imagine you know anything. Like, did you get the final police report maybe or something? You can send it to me.
What does sleuthing mean? Does that mean
just like
looking at the
investigating?
internet?
Yeah. Roscoe says, hey, where's my coffee spoon? I washed it for you. Clinking intensifies. Well, not a cat says, Jeremy, you bailing out 6 on a live stream was peak content. I appreciate the fact that despite your pivot to politics, you're still embracing e-celeb shit posting and grifting. That'll never change. Jimmy Gig says, can't see Longfellows, but for the upkeep of the mind, please, because you guys validate that the world is crazy and I'm not making this crap up. Sir Thomas Drake says, sir.
All right, we'll jump back in here and we should be good to go. It might still be processing. Okay, here we go.
Look at the picture.
You've made your bed. Now lay in it. I don't care if you're crying. It makes no difference to me. You've treated me like absolute shit this entire time. I'm 1,000 miles away from my home with a person who apparently I can't trust at all as my guide. Do you know how that feels? You won't answer the question because of course the question invalidates your particular opinions. How lovely. I'm so imperfect. I'm so terrible. And you're just everything about you is perfect and divine. With your tarot cards.
With your tarot cards. I love that.
Your bed. Now lay in it. I don't care if you're crying. It makes
Did it have the part where he said, I commanded Mother to allow you to live here? Something like that. Let's go back. I might have still been working on stuff.
You've made your bed. Now lay in it.
Okay, that was the beginning.
I don't care if you're crying. It makes no difference to me. You've treated me like absolute shit this entire time.
I'll let it finish out.
I'm 1,000 miles away from my home with a person who apparently I can't trust at all as my guide. Do you know how that feels? You won't answer the question because of course the question invalidates your particular opinions.
Oh, right, it's in the text.
How lovely. I'm so imperfect. I'm so terrible. And you're just everything about you is perfect and divine. With your tarot cards.
All right. So there's more texts that have been leaked since then. Why don't you just talk this out with me, Sam? I'm trying to be reasonable, and I know you care for me, but I will not survive another jailhouse rock. Well, you met a cool murderer in there, bro.
With your tarot cards.
At great hazard, I send you one last response to this message you left in the room. I am not cheating and won't. I didn't mean to hit you with the phone. I will never find someone as great as you. I have commanded Mother to let you stay at blank in need, and yes, you may reside blank. My lawyer will push for the charge to be dropped. I remember he said he will beat the charges, which, Styx, I don't think you're supposed to beat the charges, right? It's not, you're not dating the charges. You actually have to prove that they're, anyway. This is all my fault, and I will stay off alcohol for life. I saw alcohol yesterday and felt only disgust for it and myself. I humiliated my family, hazarded my work, and worst of all, now you aren't beside me. I beg forgiveness and will become the man I need to be. I doubt you ever want me again, but if there's even a 1 in a million chance, I'll go the distance. And you can reply, but I dare not say anything further except I love you. Be safe, and I will abide by the protection order. I will never deserve someone as perfect as you, and I will feel guilt for this forever. He sounded sarcastic when you were telling her that she was perfect, though. Just saying, bro. Just saying. So you thought him grabbing this chick's tit on stream was cringe? Nah. You thought wrong. In hindsight, it wasn't much by comparison. All right, a lot of these tabs I can get rid of now. So this woman who plays it off like she has a bleeding nose, and she might. Remember, Styx claims to have thrown the phone at her chest. She had this to say more recently. So without trying to start more shit than has already been started, I could use some help. Those who know me well know I hate asking for help. I don't like others feeling responsible for me because I've learned it gives others a superiority complex and they think they bought the right to control me. When everyone is done grifting off the drama and my trauma, feel free to donate to my Cash App or PayPal so I can move the hell on from people who think they own me and can threaten my finances, threaten my life, my husband and kids. That would be great. It's in my bio. October 2024. So there's nothing quite relatable, nothing quite sympathetic than going, oh, I can grift off of this. Do you want to donate to my OnlyFans? Hey, bro, you got some spare change? My car just ran out of gas. You might want to try that one. I heard if you go down to the street corner with a saxophone, even if you play it poorly, they'll also throw you pocket change as well. You can try that. So definitely very sympathetic. Makes me want to play Captain Save-A-Ho. How about you guys? Hold on, I'm going to mute myself while I take a drink of my water. In hindsight, it's sort of sad watching all of this play out. Like, this is our generation, man. It's slightly relieving, right? Like, the bar gets lowered so low that you just feel immediately better by comparison. Anytime you feel bad about yourself or you're just having a bad day, you're like, man, I feel like I should be a better man. I should be providing for my people, my family, more than I have been. And you're feeling off. You turn on the TV. You go, oh, YouTube, what's up? Then you find out about these fucking assholes. You can go, holy shit, this makes me like Superman by comparison. All right, so this post on Kiwi Farms, and the posters there have done a ton of work. That'll be a point of discussion for a little bit later on when we get to Rekieta, the Rekieta segment. This is where I think I'm just going to say I'm good. I don't need to read 64 screenshots of this shit. But Styxhexenhammer apparently has 64 images worth of correspondence with one of these crazy bitches. And I'll just say, use your imagination. I'm sure it's not too far off from the truth. Look at this. Now, I'm sure they've been talking for a while, right? So who am I to judge? All right, let's click on a random one. I'm just going to read this big one here. I really think you should come onto my podcast and put a light on it. He had not only abused you, but denied it and lies to 500,000 people. Oh, is this between Jade and Samantha? Okay, I believe that's the case. So, yes, that's a good segue into the next part of this. Now, believe it or not, but this man, Styxhexenhammer, is a womanizer. There are apparently women, many, more than one, that want to fuck this rat-looking human being. You've got to give the dude credit. That's some game. Dude's got some game if he is able to work with that and still pull some tang. Just saying. You gotta give the guy a slow clap or two. Here we are. This is Jade. Jade is one of the women he met with. And, well, he hit it and quit it. And she was not very happy with that. First, this is her pinned tweet. I yearn so much to be a #tradwife, hopefully in that America, that I even look forward to in the days I get to watch at GMA and at Kelly Ripa after the school run. I don't even know what that means, and I don't care. When I came across this profile, she had a massive effort post where she goes over Styxhexenhammer. Where are we at? See, I had it linked to myself. Hold on just a minute. Yeah, dude's slaying, man. You've credit where it's due, for sure. Okay, I guess I didn't. Shit. Well, this is what happens when you don't copy and paste that link to yourself like you told yourself you were going to do. Yikes. Long story short, she talks about being flown out to visit with Styx with promises of becoming his wife and making a family. They went out a few times and it didn't end well. I have to sing Wonderwall. Okay, that is Wonderwall. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my Wonderwall. You're welcome. Okay, perfect. Here we go. This is from 22 hours ago. I always got a Japanese vibe. Now, keep in mind that the discussion on his Kiwi Farms thread at this moment is about whether or not he's Japanese. So she's following this with a fine-tooth comb. Or let's just say I was going to say a fine-tooth spoon, but I guess that doesn't work. Always got a Japanese vibe when I used to talk to Styx's dad, so it doesn't surprise me in the slightest that it's been revealed he's a Happa. But Styx being half Jewish is a huge blow for his career, A vengeful part of me hopes it turns out to be that his mom is Hasidic. And you thought people seeing you with a black woman was going to ruin your career when you knew... Okay, that's what it was. Excuse me. So at least she alleges that Styx didn't want to be with her because she was black. That he needed to have a white wife and white children. And that's what would appease his audience. I believe that's what the claim was. And you thought people seeing you with a black woman was going to ruin your career when you know the Jew trumps the black all the time when it comes to the biggest perceived threat. And I need to do my due diligence better in the future because he led me to believe that he was part Native American. I don't know why he would omit Japanese because that's awesome, although I can understand why you might omit Jewish heritage in your sphere. If someone is 1/4 or 1/2 Japanese and then half Hasidic Jew, but has been portraying themselves as an Anglo-white American, does that do much to dispel the idea that, quote, I'm not saying this is my view, by the way, the Jew is a The Jew is a parasite and will pretend to be white to get what they want, she says. I can't stop laughing at the lengths this man has gone to deceive me and everybody else. I remember back in 2014, he left a comment on my Facebook status saying Jews wrote impossibly hard-to-read contracts and cheat their artists out of money. I remember it so vividly because I was getting into trouble at church, and that was the first thing they pulled me up about, Styx. So a lot of her entire account, I from what I've seen, is just stuff related to this more recent revelation about Styxhexenhammer. Now, Jade here was also talking to Samantha, the woman seen in the video. Let's go ahead and play this video.
Good morning. I am ready to start my day. But just a continued warning, because people are starting to behave now. I think they realize I mean business. Any racist comments that come my way because of my former partner, I will continue to release what I have. When a certain individual who was dating me got married to someone else just 6 weeks after breaking up and didn't think to tell me beforehand, I paid to have some records released because I thought I'd find a marriage certificate. Now, I didn't find a marriage certificate because it hadn't been released just yet, but I did find a litany of criminal records. Or rather, details of the criminal record. So someone called me a slur yesterday, and I revealed who had...
You don't say.
Any other slurs that come my way, I will start to reveal what their convictions are for. Okay? I've had it to the nth degree with this matter and this man. Anyway, I'm ready for church. Do you like the outfit?
The nth degree.
After church, I'm going to Hobbycraft.
Really? The
I'm going
nth
to my
degree.
mother's house for Sunday lunch. Yeah. So, play nice, everyone. Bye.
This bitch is into race play. I'm telling you, this bitch is into race play. This is the type of chick that would listen to Tupac and like get into hardcore race. It's just a feeling I've got. You know what kills it for this chick? She's not bad looking, and then she starts talking. It's that fucking accent, man. She looks too good for Styx, 100%, bro. He's batting way above his batting average. Which you could pretty much guarantee these bitches are nuts. Like, for real. There's no way this chick, this woman right here, is working with a full deck of playing cards. Going and banging Styxhexenhammer. Like, good God, lady, you need a therapist just for that. Not to mention the obsession, like how she's gone over this for ever since then. It seems that Styx immediately getting another woman and making that woman his wife and then reproducing with her didn't really land well with her. A full deck of tarot cards. That's right. Tarot cards. All right. So, where do you think, Chad? Are we pretty much caught up? I think that's about it. Styx has a garden. Okay, yeah. So I don't think this is Jade that he tried to... Was it Jade that he tried to get to drink the abortion potion? You see, Styxhexenhammer has a garden at his house where he grows his own herbs, including herbs that he puts together to have women that he accidentally impregnates. He has them drink this potion in order for them to have a quote-unquote natural abortion. Should we watch his video, or is it gay? The one about his time in jail, we watched a little bit of it. Does he have a response to these women at the moment? That would be worth checking out. Let me see. There's one saying, as I was saying in the title. I think that might be it. A lot of these are just videos about politics. How many nukes does China have? Go register to vote. Can you feel the MAGA energy rising? Hurricane Melton is going to be a major disaster. Wow, thoughtful analysis there, buddy. How will I have ever gone through my days without astounding high IQ takes like Hurricane Melton is going to be a major disaster? Does Kamala Harris hate America? Yes and no. Good God, imagine. Bro, just go get yourself a normal job. Enormous cope from FEMA over its stupid response to Helene. Melania defends Donald Trump on abortion. God, I'm glad I don't do this for a fucking living. Shit. I'll be thinking that tomorrow. I'll be reminding myself that tomorrow when I'm running around like a fucking madman. Yeah, that Jade chick, definitely a little bit nutty. You still gotta drink in the quartering, doing a live stream accusing Kamala Harris's husband of attacking a woman as one of his associates from online, who he just got arrested for domestic battery. He goes and rushes to have them bailed out. And then privates that stream because he had enough self-reflection to go, you know what, that's probably not a good look. Okay. I could go over some more of these texts, or we can move on. What do you guys think? It's always the milquetoast people. It really is, though. At least the loud and proud assholes have enough common decency to fill the void. Yeah, that's a new one. I haven't seen the sauce on that either. I've seen people claim it, that his mother is genetically Jewish. And I'm kind of with you on this. I need receipts for that. It's just too good to be true. That's too good to be true. There's something like that happened to me recently where I'm like, nope, I'm waiting for the day to come where it's something good actually happens, not being told that something good is happening. I need receipts. Styxhexenhammer being Jewish. Come on now. All of this has already been too good to be true as far in the terms of entertainment. You know, if you take out everybody involves potential suffering. How about now? Am I back? That was annoying. It's not a real midnight show until I get fucking muted, right? Not that the cord. The cord, I have to plug it out or unplug it and plug it back in sometimes. I don't know why it does this. The Styx got you pregnant. Yikes. I can see you saw my messages. Lol, have fun fucking. See, he gave her permission. That's him just straight going, hey, bro. Hopefully he gives it to you better than I can. Big thumbs up. I cannot continue to be assaulted and abused because you cannot communicate without casting judgment and assumption. I would never cheat on you. I will not continue to press charges if you violate whatever bullshit restraining order they give you. I want you to get to Vermont safely. I do love you, but I love myself enough to know that I will not allow you to keep abusing me. There have to be consequences. I am not a malicious person, Tarl. I tried so hard, and I have been so patient. Okay, I don't know what this is supposed to be. Blank has multiple meanings, including a surname, a given name, and a river in Germany. A German and Dutch surname that may come from a pet form of the name Hess may also be a habitual name for a place called blank in English, may be variant for blank in Lincolnshire and East Yorkshire. I'm not entirely sure what they're trying to assert there. All right, that seems dumb. So shout out to this person who wasted our time. All right, so let's see if we can find this stuff about him being Jewish. Because I keep hearing that referred to. I just need some receipts for that. Like, are we... It's just too good to be true, boys. So between some of the exchanges, there was this, evidently. His dad is Jap. I don't know where Warwick came from. His mom is and it looks like an H, and then it's kind of blotted out. Now, some people thought that this might be Hasidic Jew. I believe that's all we have so far. But people are running with it for sure. Here is one, though. I believe this is one of Styx. Wonder he looks like a cross-dresser. Is anyone surprised a guy named Tarl is a drunk woman beater? Not in the slightest, bro. But wow, yeah, the satanic dude who worships his imaginary friend is a woman beater? Wow, blow my mind. Can I zoom in? I should be able to. There we go. That's about all. Peace. Oh man, he has music? Good lord. There you have it. All right. You just never know what you might find. Yeah, I mean, birds of a feather, man. You talking about the video where Styx dressed in drag and prayed to Satan? I am unfamiliar with that. That is amazing. just running through a few things here, chat, before we jump into the next series of topics. But if you want to dig more into that, this Jade chick, which I'll drop a link to her Twitter here. There is a ton to read up on if you want to. Mersh is probably juggling his gunt, acting like this is all because of him, since he had to embarrass himself in front of them. I'm sure, man. Mersh is an interesting one. He said Stolas couldn't protect him because they confiscated his amulet. Bro, he has 17 music videos. That's crazy. Oh, damn. There's a name I haven't heard in a minute. Well, then. Excuse me. All right, I'm just gonna browse a little bit more, chat, but I think that's about all here. We got this video real quick.
Just don't start any fights, you know? Be chill, man. Best thing you can do in a relationship is be practically inert. I hate fighting. I hate yelling. I hate fighting. I hate arguments. When given the chance, I just retreat from an argument. I prefer not to even have one.
But if you got a phone with you, bro, you're about to knock that bitch into the next world. Critical hit. Oh, caused a fucking nosebleed. I mean, that's some power. To really think that this man is even capable of domestic violence is almost a bit much to believe. All right, we're just about ready to call this. Oh man, imagine if the trial gets public. Imagine, right? All right, well, from there, do we jump into the Rekieta segment? We'll close a couple of tabs. It'll be just a minute here. Okay.
Sorry, Kiwi fags. Life doesn't work out the way you pretend it does.
Life does not turn out the way you pretend it does. Nick Rekieta. The gift that just keeps on giving. Now, for whatever reason, it seems as if the story's about to dry up. You start to think to yourself, oh, I've had enough. I've had my fill. And it's as if the dude sees everyone walking away from the dumpster fire. And he goes, no, hold on. Where's everyone going? Douses himself in even more gasoline, lights himself on fire, and does an even bigger dance. That's Nick Rekieta. So the latest, there have been a few developments since last we talked about the Baldo King. I think last we were talking about when he had, or rather Kayla, Nick had, through Kayla rather, had Aaron Imholt charged with revenge porn for sharing a picture of Kayla Rekieta, a nude picture of Kayla Rekieta, with Gino. Bisconte. He basically shared him. The clip's on fucking YouTube. Dude, I gotta say that thumbnail or that mugshot, Aaron Imholt looks like a fucking serial killer. Dude looks like a psychopath, which he very well might be. Now, I have to say again, just because somebody opposes Nick Rekieta or opposes somebody you don't like, doesn't necessarily mean you have to be their friend. You don't have to look up to them. There aren't sides. People can argue, and you don't have to pick a friend. Right? So you have Rekieta on one side, you have this guy on the other. And I was mostly unfamiliar with Steel Toe Morning Show. And the more I came across it, the more I realized what it is. It's a guy begging for money. This isn't a guy doing a live stream where people can send in donations. This is a guy begging for money. Like 8 hours a day. And he's another one of those people who flaunts his wealth. Like, oh man, I'm made of money. But then also, please donate to my show. I mean, the only way we can continue to do Steel Toe Morning Show is if I have your donations every day. We're holding the show hostage until I get a certain amount of donations. But then in the next breath, dude's made of money. It's funny how that works out. I'm trying to find that single clip. It's not very long. But he shares with his guest this image he had of Kayla Rekieta. Basically to go, yeah, didn't do too bad, huh? Your boy didn't do too bad. And they saw that as an opportunity to get some revenge, ironically enough, against Aaron Imholt for oversharing the details of their intimate life onto Kano Casino. The internet, being the thing that it is, said, so wait, Nick, you were aware that your wife was exchanging nude pictures with this guy? So you're legally admitting that she had a boyfriend that wasn't you? Effectively, legally declaring himself a cuckold. That is the internet. That's the internet's way of translating it, so to speak. Oh, the Polyfrog stuff. I didn't know he was around, so that would be news for me. So since that had happened, it's difficult to pick apart, like, where are we at? Frank's motion was denied. Attempt to throw out the warrant denied. And he's waiting to either cop a plea deal or take this to trial. So as we all eagerly await somebody on Kiwi Farms, House Cat, made an elaborate timeline of Nick Rekieta. Look at this massive effort post here. With links and everything off to the right, off screen. You see everything from all the way up here. Nick posts Kayla's boudoir pics on locals she took for him on her birthday. Or down here, Aaron talks about going to a strip club and doing cocaine for Nick's birthday on or about December 16th, 2023. So people began doing their live streams talking about mostly how impressive this timeline is. A lot of work went into this. You can look at this and say, holy shit, this was a good 40. If I had to ballpark it, 40 hours worth of work, maybe more. Somebody's operating on a little bit more than just spite. If I were to put it bluntly, there's so much work that went into this post. There's no way that the person involved in gathering all this information doesn't have a little bit of skin in the game. And that leads to later on in the thread, where it is revealed that this person has been sending super chats, name fagging, I believe they call it, making different accounts to promote this impressive post. And here it is in image form. Now, the thread quickly started growing suspicious, thinking this might be one of the wine moms that Nick had befriended during his time on YouTube. They specifically allege that they are some poster that goes by the name Fair and Balanced. Now, I think the best way for us to watch these videos would be for me to just upload them like I did with the Styx video. So just a second here. And we'll get a little bit more of the kind of guy Nick Rekieta is. We really just can't get enough. He has that charming personality. Just keeps bringing us all back. All right, just another minute here, chat. Hope you've all been well. Life's been a wild fucking ride on my end. YouTube can make it a real pain in the ass to bring up your own videos. Styx, yes, he does, I believe, at least have one kid.
Oh.
Perfect.
When you move to DC,
Okay.
Lady Rackets and I were gonna come visit you.
Are you?
I'm 100% serious, and we're gonna bring you to the raunchiest sex store on the planet. And you are going to buy the funniest fucking toy that exists. And then
My cat is...
I'm gonna go away. Lady Rackets and I are gonna leave. We're gonna go back to Minnesota to our beautiful, beautiful countryside place, and then you're gonna review it. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be wonderful.
I can't do that shit by myself. No, I can't.
Wait, you can't do a toy. Toys are meant to be by yourself.
She's gonna they're gonna go in the store with you. They'll buy it with you, and you use it by yourself.
First of all, I know what side of town you're gonna go into, and I can't let you guys go there.
It's so strange to me that someone would say that to another person, especially in a public setting. Like if you were in a normal setting, having just a regular conversation with a member of the opposite sex, and the conversation suddenly took a quick pivot like this, you have to ask yourself, how would that feel in person? A little strange, yeah?
No, we'll go to the rich part of town.
Very charming, Nick.
No, Even
There's
the
a
rich
sex
part of
store in
town,
the
they have
rich part of
Switch.
town. It's the better sex stores in the rich part of town. Trust me.
People still get shot there.
Fair and I have been to so many sex shops. Trust.
So much pussy just runs away from Nick that even that cat said, "Nah, I'm running. There isn't enough coke in the planet to make me want to make that look good to me."
Are you not gonna leave your house in DC? Come on, you gotta take a little.
I'm
little
coming
fun
to
trip
DC.
No.
Lady Raggeds is coming with me. We're gonna have a fun time. I'll buy you all the steak dinners on the planet.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will go to whatever
you're
sex
fat,
shop you
you
want
like-
in the Georgetown area, and we will go
Yep.
to the Georgetown
I caught
piano
that, Nick.
bar, and
I
we will,
can't
you know,
wait.
we will do a meet and greet. I will set up a meet and greet.
A meet and greet at a sex shop?
No, at the Georgetown piano bar.
Okay, and
That's
then we'll
where a
go
lot
to the
of
sex
people
shop
go.
discreetly aside from that.
Because they're gonna fucking know that I have nothing to do with that. Either way.
All right, so there's that one. Very smooth, Nick. That's how it's done, boys. A greet and meet.
That was the most fucked up part of my whole family. Can I just tell you this?
Please tell me every story you've ever wanted to tell in your entire life right
First
now.
First of all, my
First of all, your tits are massive and they're fantastic and the chat loves them.
what the fuck?
The
Nick?
chat is
I
really
don't
going
know what
off on the
to-
titties.
Look, Farron, I don't know what to tell you. You have to know though, right? Like you have to know.
Most fucked up part of
Look at the thirst on this dude's face. And she's admittedly looks like she's kind of enjoying the attention. But dude, you need to stop thirsting. This is a bit much. I don't even know what is there even to say about this. Dude needs to like dial it back. I mean, dial it back before he puts himself in a really rough situation. Ah, never mind. Too late. Also, his house has been, the second house that he's selling went down in price by 25 grand again. So he looks a little eager to get some extra money. The word lecherous comes to mind. That's a good one. Somebody had I gotta share this with you guys. A lot of people were, I shouldn't say a lot of people, but there was discussion about whether or not people should A-log with AI generated images. You know, that whole ethics in internet A-logging, right? Sorry, I'm trying to find something. Might take me a sec. There's an image I have that's really, I think, just pure comedy. There it is. And after this wild discussion about ethics and A-logging, somebody was nice enough to make this AI image. Now, again, this is AI generated, but sometimes you think to yourself, life truly is stranger than fiction. Is this really too far out of the realm of possibility? Not only can I see this happening, I'm surprised it isn't happening. I'm surprised it's publicly not the official lore. Can you imagine Demon Baby 3? Same, buddy. Hope you're doing well, Jeff. I'm doing pretty good. Could be much worse. Not just not this time, and it's happening in another. Nick will get another "I will be us" tattoo with a big gunt underneath it. I want to believe, Chad. I want to believe. What's that whole the power of suggestion? Is that it? We just believe enough and it'll happen. That's 13 minutes of fucking Ralph mail. We're not putting up with that. Oh, yes. Patrick Melton. Okay, I almost forgot. That was the other part of the Rekieta segment. All right, so Rekieta has no friends left. No one wants to hear a fucking word out of his mouth because no one believes a word out of his mouth. He spouts nonsense without checking it at all. He says he just spouts bullshit out of his mouth. I'm sure you've met a few people like this who are so desperate to sound smart that they say things they don't truly understand or believe, and then later will completely contradict it. There's no consistency at all because all they really care about is sounding like the smartest person in the room. Nick is one of these people, which is why he constantly, what's the word? Contradicts what he's saying or what has said before. So now everyone's done with his bullshit, and the only people that put up with him, besides like Ethan Ralph or Dick Masterson, also known as Juju the Cow, a man who dresses up as a cow and gets pegged by his girlfriend, and has a self-admitted pedophile as his co-host because no one else wants to be on his fucking show with his boring ass. Pardon me, got a little sidetracked there for a minute. So among these people, no one wants to be his friend except for Patrick Melton, a guy who runs a show called Nobody Likes Onions, I believe it's called. And Nobody Likes Onions, wouldn't you know it, is an A-log of none other than Aaron Imholt. This person with whom Nick is looking to settle the score for having the audacity of sharing his the details of their personal life. Which is strange considering that Nick seems to be eager to share details of his personal life every time he goes live. But anyway, this Patrick Melton person has made numerous jokes regarding Aaron Imholt's children, who were, I believe, 8 or 9 at the time, saying that his... I can't even remember the details, but I know it's enough that turns people away, and I know that people have outright accused this guy of being a pedophile. Whether or not he actually is one or just plays one on the internet to get outrage clicks and laughs. Either way, you have to sit in absolute horror at the fact that this is the only person that Nick is able to cozy up with. And one night spent hours in chat sending super chats, a total of $75 whole. $75 whole that, of course, he wasn't going to send a monograph, which ironically enough, he owes $300 for defaming him as a pedophile, ironically enough. Was there anything revealed in his chat? I don't think so. It was just more of, why the fuck are you here, Nick? He didn't... Some sort of post on Locals. I don't have it. But it was a post on Locals featuring a book that he had picked up last year at like an antique store. It's like a religious book. And he's like, boys, I've been reading this religious text. I've been getting into touch with my spiritual side. His brain, I'm interested in seeing how he analyzes said religious text. Next time he goes live and goes, oh boys, let me share with you my profound thoughts on this religious text. All right. So I think that's about it, right? Did I explain? Oh, did I get into how the effort post account was seen super chatting Patrick Melton, which made these the people in the thread immediately think that there was some sort of what they call a gay op involved, that maybe some of the wine moms, maybe Fair and Balanced herself, which is a person I'm mostly unfamiliar with. I've only heard the name. That maybe she was one of these jilted women that were talking to Nick in the locals chat. That cult arc incoming. I'm already in my seat with a popcorn in my lap. Yeah, I don't know if I can sit through 7 minutes of the biggest problem in the universe, but just for the sake of like poking this tooth and asking myself, can I sit through this? We're going to try. We're going to put it at 1.25 speed. And the person I mentioned earlier in the show, who brought that 13-year-old girl to come make content for their show, is the person on the right. I know you're thinking, there's no way that person talking to 13-year-old girls, no way. Look at that fucking thing, though. Jeez. Dude, I think this is the most dry I've ever seen Juju on his show. So, round of applause for Juju the cow for dabbing his face with a towel or something. Because he doesn't actually look like he's about to slither away. All right.
Here's another snitch. Yeah, who's going to survive in prison longer, Aaron Imholt or Tim Pool? Who will survive? Did you hear his experience talking about being in prison? Did you hear that at all?
I know a guy who went to jail recently, and the first thing he said when he came out was somebody asked him for his orange juice, and he told them to go fuck themselves, and it was like a cup check. Like it was the guy
was trying to see if he's a bitch or not.
Yeah, and now he came out, and he was all proud of that. Like, yeah, I mean, you know, that's cool.
How long was he in jail for? That he had
a night.
Just give him the fucking orange juice at that point. What the fuck do you care?
Like, nah, fuck you. I'm not. No one's taking my fucking orange
juice. I do
juice.
like OJ. I get it.
And then Aaron, the thing I heard in his story was somebody asked him for his fruit cup, and he like immediately handed it over.
Did he say that?
Yeah, that was a real like a special
Did
part
he
of
say that about himself?
Aaron bragged about it. He's like, yeah, because what do I need the fruit cup for? And like, you're just that. You're not even realizing that you're a bitch and making fun of yourself. You're talking about it like you're sharing, like you're in kindergarten.
Yeah. And then
because I was like, what do I need a fruit cup for? You know,
the Latin Kings, one of them, he pulled down his pants and he said, "Suck my dick, white boy." And I'm like,
I wanted a different kind of taste in my mouth.
I wasn't doing anything with my mouth at the time anyway. So what else am I gonna do?
It's not like I'm reporting a podcast.
God, why does he look like the biggest dweeb in the world? I mean, that's coming from a guy like me.
He can't talk about Nick's wife anymore.
Yeah.
I think if you just say Nick's wife, he probably can't even play
do
the
anything.
Clip.
Right?
Right?
If you super chat Nick's wife, he actually can't read the super chats. Can you believe it?
Isn't that crazy? The snitch mindset.
It's
if you're snitching on something then no one got harmed, like there's no murder or theft or something, theft from a person, not from like a bank or a corporation.
Right.
You go to the lowest level of hell.
Yeah.
I think you're at the bottom of the rape pile.
For those of you who have missed out on what.
Okay, so you have to think. Okay, Dick. What about Nick going to the police over an image that was voluntarily shared between two individuals? Do you think that Aaron Imholt sharing a picture, a topless picture, or maybe a full nude picture of our wife, which she's our fucking wife, Nick? Like, how dare you on our behalf say that it wasn't okay? Maybe I was all right with it. Maybe you should stop being such a bitch. Run into the police like a little snitch. Oh wait, never mind. It's totally okay when you do it. It's all about sides here. So if you're a friend of Juju the cow, it's totally fine. Never mind. I was wrong. I forgot everything's what do you call it? Selective outrage. You can just lay fucking uppercut after uppercut into your fucking woman, right? But as long as you say she's lying on the ground, that's about all. Peace. And you fucking hit your spoon against the wall before throwing it at her. Throwing it right at her chest. Wink, wink. That's totally fine. But don't you dare be like, have an opinion of social justice or something, and somebody accuses you of being a woman beater, you're guilty, bro. You're guilty. Tough titty, said the committee. All right, we'll let these fucking hacks continue to ack. What are we at? 2 minutes? Oh. See, that felt like a fucking week, Styx. Listening to these two assholes talk for 2 minutes felt like a week. Let's continue.
What's going on with Aaron Imholt? It's that he had a restraining order or something?
Restraining order from his first ex-wife, which he violated.
So he had over his head, what do they call it? A suspended sentence.
Yeah.
And a suspended sentence is, if you fuck up, we're going to put you in jail.
Yeah, for 90 days.
And while he was on a suspended sentence,
he decided to stream
he went
himself
on his
sharing revenge porn.
and he said, hey, Gino Bisconti, how about I send you these naked photos of a certain lady? And
that's the other thing about Dick that is really annoying to watch. He's always stepping over Vito's toes, or whatever co-host he has. He does this with Sean too, where they're trying to finish a thought and he steps on it, like, yeah, I already know this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I'm more up to date with everything than you. I'm smarter than you, right? Not as smart, smarter than you. I'm actually the type of chick that gets purposefully a less attractive woman with me, so I can appear to be the better looking woman by comparison, but in a real situation they'd be like a 3. It's annoying from the perspective of a viewer because it's really obvious he's trying to overcompensate.
And did you hear what he said to Gino on the show?
Your boy didn't do bad, did he?
Yeah, your boy didn't do bad, did he? What kind of fucking loser are you that you send a guy pictures of a lady you had sex with and you go, oh, it didn't do
Using
too
a lot
bad,
of lube
huh?
there, aren't you,
Didn't do too
buddy?
bad, huh?
Yeah, did you see the news article of it?
Dude, it's been in the Sun. Like, this is becoming, I don't know how Aaron, it's always so weird when shit that we think is like locked to our little internet corner, all of a sudden there's like little local news reports.
Yeah.
No comment though when it was Nick. This look of fake having a good time that Juju's always trying to portray. It's so obvious, bro.
A popular internet podcaster, Aaron Imholt, has been caught in a revenge porn scandal. Again, this is revenge porn. If a lady sends you naked pictures of her, you're not allowed to send them to Gino Bisconti as part of a bit for your podcast. That's against the law.
Well, the bit was harassing
a woman. Yes.
Here's the look at this. Look at this.
Look at that
tan
old
man
leather-skinned
hairdo.
man about to lay down the law.
This is like
Fox 9.
It's like a portal to
At least
Boomerland.
somebody's laughing.
This guy, and this is gonna.
It's not going to be any of the people watching your fucking show.
Oh my god! I love this guy. Look at his eyes.
It's like reality Zeke seeing it on the fucking news.
It's completely changed the.
Isn't
like,
this
it goes
funny?
from like, oh, this is all fun.
Our
and
parents
goofy.
found out what we were doing online.
Parents, yeah.
Uh-oh, everybody put your shit down. Good luck.
Oh my god.
Is the host
God, that's all I can take. See, and immediately he's not laughing anymore because he has that shit like turned on and off at his command. Damn, that's some top tier fucking comedy right there. You got to be careful not to ack when you're supposed to be acking. It's one of the first rules of good comedy. All right, I don't think we'll watch all of this. This is what they call a palate cleanser.
What really happened here? Did 3 acrobats really choose to avenge their sisters?
I haven't heard about that Magnathedra. This would be my first hearing about it. I'll definitely have to take a look into that. I'm surprised you haven't heard that before, Eddie. I've heard that a lot growing up. A lot of boomers said that shit. Yeah, the immediate fool sip.
Death, and haven't dogs and cats been known to predict earthquakes? But what about the detail of the chocolate chip cookies? But then what about those dog tags?
But then, how do you explain the chocolate? How else do you explain both people using the same computer repair shop? If not, how could the boy suddenly speak Chinese?
But then how do you explain the Grim Reaper?
And what about this unusually shaped chair?
Why did the insult machine suddenly give compliments? And how do you account for the loose stitching on the quilt? Was Jocelyn really cursed by the beautician?
If so, how do you explain the doll using the name Miss Robinson?
But then, how do you explain the grease and screwdriver in the father's bed? If so, How did the men's room attendant know so much about Artie?
But then, how could he have possibly known about the children's playground? If so, how did he get the gift back? But then, who murdered Professor Wainwright? And how do you explain the pen? And how do you explain the fact that the box fell at just the right time? How do you explain the smudge on the phrenologist's head?
But who was Elmo P. Middleton?
Did the spirit of Abraham Lincoln actually seize hold of Senator Quigley and force him to tell the truth?
That's how I imagined the interrogation of Chef Redpill to go. Hey, don't play that. Autoplay. Who does that? We're not here to listen to Red Bar, bro. Ralph is a palate cleanser. What's been going on in the Ralphiverse these days? Nick kind of stole the spotlight. All right, we got this.
Roll the dice heavy on grace. My Christian perspective is a little different than some other people.
I love Nick talking about religion. It's got to be my favorite fucking thing. I would love it if this guy just started a religious podcast under his name and didn't change anything, didn't own up to anything, just started doing religious podcasts. But anyway, Third World Aristocrat made this video here. I'm just going to let it play.
Jesus was a racist. Make no mistake. Stop making Jesus more than he was. He's just a guy. All this shit about Jesus not being sinful, of course he was sinful. Of course he was sinful.
No, seriously though. Wait, not a joke. Stripper poles in church of salvation where God stops. He finally stops being a dick.
And like ignore your pastor sort of like garbage that comes out of pastor's mouth.
I am a Christian. Believe in Jesus Christ as Savior of me personally, all of that stuff. And well, I'm really banking on that whole like salvation without questions thing. So much urine. That's what you have to learn. When you're old, you don't pee more. When you drink whiskey, you pee a shitload. Oh my gosh. Woo! We're back. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Here we go. Janine says, do you think if the Asians squinted less, they might stop hitting my mailbox? Are back. Whatever your perception. Go get him, John.
You betrayed everything you believed in. No, I didn't.
My Christian perspective is a little different than some other people's, is to treat them with love and dignity and kindness. To treat them with respect and courtesy. My family hates me. I can't get a job. I'm so mentally handicapped. I can't do anything. And my name is John. I want to die. I want to put a bullet in my mouth, but I can't afford a gun. Oh man, that's fucking embarrassing. Man, that is embarrassing. Is to treat them with love and dignity and kindness. A literal, goddamn, by definition, suicidal retard begged me to save you. Because your family wouldn't save you, because you were garbage. Because you couldn't save you, because you're garbage. Because you don't have any friends to save you, because you're garbage. To treat them with respect and courtesy.
Because David is a garbage human by pretty much any objective account. And all the Jews are like, God damn it!
Yeah, when it comes to David specifically, I don't think we can actually even imagine just how great a man David was.
He can't do that. He can't do that to us. Raise his interest rate.
But God was rude in that story. Has anybody thought about how rude God was to Noah? You're the one righteous man. Build a fucking boat. Otherwise, you're going to drown with the rest of them. Ha! Noah should have stuck his ground and challenged him on that. That's what I would have done. I hate going to church. I don't care what church it is. On Easter and Christmas, I hate it. Like, it's probably my skin crawling from all of the like latent Satanism. I feel convicted here by Solomon. He just wrapped himself in hose. That's how he went to heaven, though.
All right, we're not.
Well, Jesus did, and you're a piece of shit compared to him. That guy's cool. Hung around with hookers, strippers. He's hanging out with the bad people. Like he's partying like crazy. Maybe I'm a heretic.
Maybe. You gotta love contradictions like that. Though at the same time, I see where he's coming from in some of those spots. Sometimes you think, you know, maybe if there's a cosmic deity, he seems like a dick. But at the same time, we're our own worst enemies. Everything we do is a result of our own actions to some degree. We have to accept responsibility for that. That's a big part of our lives. Is saying everything maybe isn't within our control, but how we react to it is. I forget where I heard it, but somebody had said a while back, the worst decision I ever made wasn't the worst decision I ever made. It was all of the little bad decisions I had made leading up to the worst decision I had made. Something along those lines. I might be paraphrasing. You never really know how far up your own ass your head is until you do some really stupid shit to fuck everything up. And you just have to accept it. And I'm no wise man. I'm just a person who's fucked up a lot of his own life and had to take inventory maybe fairly recently, in the last couple of years at least. There's that compulsion to overshare, right? But it never ends well. I had my own experience in the last couple of weeks, actually. I couldn't tell you if there's a cosmic being looking over us or after us or against us. It's hard to tell sometimes. But there is one constant thing in our lives, and that is us. And usually, the best decision is the one that is in the back of our minds. And we know, at least speaking from my own experience, I tend to know when I'm making a shitty pardon that. When I'm making a shitty decision, I tend to know that I'm about to make a shitty decision. It's kind of on ourselves to go, don't do that. If you can't be a wise man, then be a wise guy. Yeah, now we're talking. I'm very lucky to have the woman, not just the woman in my life, but the people I have in my life. Without going on to too much, man, I have a whole lot to be grateful for. I might have a lot that I could be angry about. I think all of us can be. But you can just focus as much as you can on the negativity and the shit that's not working out for you, or you can kind of look at all the stuff that you do have, the things that have gone right. One of the best quotes I've ever heard was, one of the most comforting things in life is to look back and see somebody further back in line having a shittier time. I remember that a lot. I tried to think about that a lot. Even during the worst times, what gives me a lot of strength is knowing that I've dealt with worse. And struggle makes you a stronger person. That's just the truth. And so what you can do is look at the past and the things you've had to do and the things that have happened to you to make you the person that you are. And it makes you stronger for dealing with the shit that's in front of you. Because there's going to be shit in front of you. Life comes at you and it keeps coming at you. But anyway, you don't tune into this channel to hear me ramble on about bullshit like that. We're here to laugh about idiots who make mistakes for us to learn from. And have a few laughs in between. At least you're not cock. Dude, a 3D printer, that'd be fun. That sounds fucking cool. And so I have a few news stories here that I had picked that are... I got in case the stream didn't go on long enough. Right, we got officer passed out in his patrol car with a meth pipe in hand. Our tax dollars at work. Teacher's parents defend Boulder teacher accused of drawing penises on papers and yearbooks. No, the government is not controlling the weather. It's so stupid, it's gotta stop, says Biden. And then officer sees bag with, quote, definitely not bag full of drugs printed on it. And it was full of drugs. That's a good question. How do you fucking pass out while smoking amphetamines? I mean, shit, maybe he had ADD or something. I've heard that happens. Officer found passed out in his patrol car with meth pipe in hand, department says. I was hoping it was going to have the mugshot here, because the police officer just looks like the kind of person that you would hire to be a police officer. I'm being sarcastic. In Yazoo City, that's good. A Mississippi officer is facing charges after he was found passed out in his patrol car with an illegal substance in his possession. According to the Yazoo City Police Department, a Belzani officer, who was later identified as James Jackson, was arrested over the weekend. Authorities said Jackson was found passed out with a meth pipe in his hand while in his police vehicle last Saturday. Yazoo City Police also said they found marijuana in the glove box of the vehicle. So maybe he was getting stoned as well. Jackson refused a sobriety test and was taken into police custody. He was facing charges of possession of drug paraphernalia and a DUI refusal. So yeah, the whole being found passed out while getting high on meth, I found that interesting as well. Teachers, parents defend Boulder teacher accused of drawing penises on papers in yearbooks. Should a 20-year career go down the drain because of it? No, colleagues said. You don't see articles like this a whole lot these days, right? Seems very 2024. Colleagues and parents who wrote letters and spoke at Tuesday's Boulder Valley School Board meeting to defend Fairview High teacher Rebecca, I'm surprised it's a woman, Roeto, who Boulder Valley Superintendent Rob Anderson has recommended for dismissal. According to the district memo provided to the school board, Roeto drew cartoon penises on student papers and in a student's yearbook in May. Roeto, who has been employed in the district since 2003, taught wellness and action, yoga, and bowling classes last school year at Fairview, as well as running the Adelante program. Adelante provides support to first-generation students. Sorry, trying to make this thing work. Following an investigation, nice to use a word like investigation in a situation like this. Following an investigation, the school district concluded that Roeto engaged in misconduct and exhibited inappropriate behavior with and towards students that constitutes sexual harassment in violation of multiple board policies, according to the memo. Roeto, who has been on paid leave since August 7th, did not speak at Tuesday's meeting. The dismissal recommendation was an information item and wasn't discussed by the school board. So hold on just a second. Check it. Chat, I need to get a sip of water. All right. No, the government is not controlling the weather. It's so stupid, it's got to stop. Yeah, I saw people talking about this in chat and thought to myself, yeah, let's just go ahead and move to the good one. President Biden. I forgot that he's even president. I forgot that he was even there. Interesting how that happens. Funny, they just wheeled him away. You know, he must really have a lot of authority and be really invaluable to all of us and our futures and our communities if they just wheel him away and that's it, right? President Biden on Wednesday addressed what he called, quote, stupid claims. Wow, he's calling it stupid, then it must be pretty stupid, right? Genius Biden here. Calls it stupid. Whew. Claims that the federal government can control the weather, as the false claim was promoted by some politicians and high-profile figures. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the congressman from Georgia, is now saying the federal government is literally controlling the weather. We're controlling the weather. It's beyond ridiculous. It's so stupid. It's got to stop. Mr. Biden said, probably following a teleprompter. He also pledged federal support for hurricane recovery efforts. And that whole thing has been another just rabbit hole and a half. Now, maybe I'm being optimistic here. But maybe they're talking about people seeding, or organizations seeding the clouds and doing their best to manipulate the weather. Oh, we're not controlling the weather, we're manipulating it. We're attempting to direct it. Like, okay. I can see the goalpost being moved here. It's like, oh, we don't control it. We just try to help steer it in the right direction. Wink, wink. Yeah, with all the things, all the technology that's going on right now, to hear any organization or a group of people come out and definitively say, no, this isn't happening, stop it. In fact, it's dangerous for you people to be saying that. That's even a thing that could potentially, possibly ever happen. Like, come on now. Move on here. Officers seize bag with definitely not a bag full of drugs printed on it. And it was a bag full of drugs. Officers on Tuesday night stopped a man and a woman driving a stolen car in southeast Portland, and they found much more than a stolen car. Officers pulled over the two individuals near Southeast 162nd and Division. They searched the car and discovered cash, a loaded revolver, scales, and a bag that had, quote, definitely not a bag full of drugs printed on it. With drugs inside, the police claimed. Well, let me guess, 26 grams? Just over 26 grams? So yeah, right, what is the whole, government doesn't control the climate at all. There's absolutely no direction that we have any sort of man, words are just escaping me today. It's not manipulation I'm looking at. Influence. There's no influence on the weather. How dare you even say that? Really makes you think, okay, if you're telling us you can't do it, clearly you can. And what does that say about climate change? Yeah, the government doesn't control the climate, but they'll tax you for it. They sure as fuck will. And I've heard more and more people lately just floating around the idea, like in town, walking around, going grocery shopping, and people going, man, what if we just stop paying taxes? I've heard multiple people say this in public. Like, there is a lot of civil unrest right now. And no one's buying, like, the image of what people think California is. People here are so fed up, man. And we're all watching the cost of living just slowly go up. Like, literally every time you go to the store, everything's like $1, maybe 50 cents more expensive than it was the last time you went. It's slowly rising. And it's like I said earlier. You go to check out and they want to sign you up for a credit card and their rewards program, and then you finish and it says, hey, do you want to round up your purchase to donate to Red Cross? As if it's our money they should be getting. Fuck no. There's not even a fuck no option. There's just in the bottom corner, grayed out, no thank you. They almost try to make you feel bad for not donating to charity. When was the last time they donated to us? For real, though. Both Trump and Harris, people who are worth more money than any of us will ever see, are sitting there on their fucking knees practically, begging for our change. It's insane. It's pure insanity. Not only is, like I mentioned, I have to reiterate because I find it infuriating. You try to go to any store and they make you, or they offer, and they're pushy about it too, signing up for a rewards program, then signing up for a credit card, and then doing their, or then they try to round up your purchase to donate to charity, which I'm sure goes right into their pockets. You could not convince me otherwise. And then they try to make you do a survey at the end of it, as if they give a flying fuck what you have to say regarding the practices of their business. I mean, here's an idea. How about having these items at a reasonable value? How about that? But that's a good question, Beholder. Does charity ever do anything? When was the last time charity did anything? And I could just be acting stupid, acting overly critical. But when have they helped anybody? With everything going on in the hurricane relief, are they down there? Are we seeing Red Cross out there on their hands and knees trying to get people out of their homes that have been destroyed, or providing food for the hungry, dry socks, clothes? Are they actively helping out there? Is the government helping? I'm not there. I'm only asking these questions. I haven't looked into it entirely enough, like at all. But it makes you wonder. And I can only speak for myself, but me and the people I see around me in my communities are struggling to make ends meet, and they're trying to send more money overseas to go fight in a war we're not a part of. It's insanity. Is it better? And I'm not saying this to support red or blue teams. I think they're both bullshit. I think I've given you my opinion that the whole idea of democracy is just to piss the population off and make them feel that everything that is wrong is a result of their own actions. Oh no, it's totally a democracy, and so whenever something new gets passed that fucks you over, it's actually your fault. And yeah, in 4 years, we're going to totally allow you the opportunity to have your lives less fucked up, right? But you have to ask yourself again, are things better now than they were 5-10 years ago? Why are things so bad, and why are we expected to eat this shit sandwich with a smile on our face? What's charity doing to make any of our lives better? Yeah, for real. Those sandwiches used to be $5 and now they're 15. The value of the dollar has plummeted. And they haven't announced anything as an idea to fix this. As to unfuck this situation that they got us in. It's just more, we need to donate to their campaign, give more money to a bunch of millionaires with the few dollars that we are able to scrounge up. It's sort of, it's like with the Joker movie, right? I think it's the same way with democracy. Oh yeah, we're gonna tell them. Like they're wheezing, they're all laughing, just wheezing and laughing. We're gonna tell them they totally have a voice. That'll keep them busy. And then another guy goes, wait. We're gonna give them a bunch of stupid politicians that beg them for money, and then they laugh even harder. It's like with Joker 2. You can bet this is how it went, at least in my head. Like, bros, I got it. I gotta do my best Juju the Cow impression, the forced laughter. Guys. And also step over every word that my co-hosts try to say, because, I'm up to speed more than they are. So it's yeah, this, yeah. Hey, guys. We're gonna make it a musical, and then they all die. Oh my god, it's so funny. Bros, it's even gonna be funnier. We're gonna put Lady Gaga in it, and then they all laugh. Oh my god, wheeze. Hold on, guys, that's not the best part. We're gonna have them rape the Joker and then it's gonna make him stop committing crime. He's gonna get rehabilitated, and then they all laugh, fade to black. So, apologies for thanks for bearing with me. That's how Juju the Cow would have presented that bit to you. Joker 2. Good stuff. Alright, I'm seeing some stuff here. What do we got? Some stuff on legal mindset. Is that legal mindset? I'll never that person's always going to remind me of Ralph going, legal mindset. More like legal dick sucker if you want to know the truth. Anyway. Yeah, for real. I think that's a little on the nose. That's how I actually think it is. For real. I don't think for a second that anything of what we say as a society is actually regarded. They do whatever the fuck they want, and whenever they want something done, they tell the people that work for them to get it done. Anyway. Ooh, it's about 3 a.m. where I am at, chat. Where should we go from here? I see the links that you sent me, Magnathedra. It's appreciated. As far as getting into that stuff, I want to read into it. Actually, I want to sit down and really dig into it before I talk about it on stream. Oh yeah, sorry if that broke your ears, bro. I didn't expect that to be so loud. Alright. Agreed. If voting worked, they wouldn't allow it for actual real. As if you ruled a kingdom, would you allow, like, would you hand the keys of the kingdom to just random people? You know what? Fair is fair, guys. Fair is fair. Here are your keys. Make sure you, just look after the place. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Is Baked Alaska still on YouTube? That's a good question. But yeah, I think that's about a good place to call it. Let's find some good outro. The YouTube lawyer commercial I made like 3 or 4 years ago, I didn't realize it'd be so on the nose. What should we play, chat? What shall we play? I really do like the Deus Ex intros. But considering I've played them like every intro, it's probably time to not play that. You know what? Fuck it, boys. We're playing it. We're gonna go with a little bit of Mentos. We do want to stay fresh after all. A little loud. Let's turn that.
It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better in life. With Mentos fresh and full of life. Nothing gets to you, staying fresh, staying cool. With Mentos fresh and full of life. Fresh goes better.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
Yeah, I would agree that maybe Mentos isn't for me. That one might be a little too spicy. Let's see. Would the Twin Peaks one have been better? Let's find another one. We do have the Fight Club Mentos one instead. I think that's a little more YouTube friendly, right? That one could definitely vote Republican, right? Yeah.
It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better in life. With Mentos fresh and full of life. Nothing gets to you, staying fresh, staying cool. With Mentos fresh and full of life. Fresh goes better. Mentos freshness. Fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
To be fair, that was Jared Leto. I think most of us would have done the same. The reason I had to mute myself was the person, what was it? 3 guys with guns rob him and he's the bad guy. That's a fair point. Where's this damn video at? Is it this one? Alright, I got this. I got this. Here we go.
Your appointment of FEMA should be finalized within the week. I've already discussed the matter with the senator.
I take it he was agreeable?
He didn't really have a choice.
Has he been infected?
Oh yes, most certainly. When I mentioned that we could put him on the priority list for the ambrosia vaccine, he was so willing it was almost pathetic.
This plague, the rioting is intensifying to the point where we may not be able to contain it.
Why contain it? Let it spill over into the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets. In the end, they'll beg us to save them.
I've received reports of armed attacks on shipments. There's not enough vaccine to go around, and the underclasses are starting to get desperate.
Of course they're desperate. They can smell their death, and the sound they'll make rattling their cage will serve as a warning to the rest.
I hope you're not underestimating the problem. The others may not go as quietly as you think. Intelligence indicates they're behind the problems in Paris.
A bunch of pretentious old men playing at running the world. That the world left them behind long ago. We are the future.
We have other problems.
On that go?
Formed by executive order after the terrorist strike on the statue. I have someone in place, though. I'm more concerned about Savage. He's relocated to Vandenberg.
Our biochem corpus is far in advance of theirs, as is our electronic sentience. And their ethical inflexibility has allowed us to make progress in areas they refuse to consider.
The augmentation project?
Yes, among other things. But I must admit that I've been somewhat disappointed in the performance of the primary unit.
The secondary unit should be online soon. It's currently undergoing preparation and will be operational within 6 months. My people will continue to report on its progress. If necessary, the primary will be terminated.
We've had to endure much, you and I, but soon there will be order again, a new age. Aquinas spoke of the mythical city on the hill. Soon that city will be a reality, and we will be crowned its kings. Or better than kings, gods. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, it is with great pleasure and utmost reverence that I stand before you, ready to introduce the host of the Midnight Show, the epitome of charm and wit, Wild Smile, as I, Baldo, bask in the glory of my recent triumph in court. Legally defining myself as a cuckold, I cannot help but radiate pure elation. Our wife Kayla's bull, Aaron, now behind bars. Peace.
Peace, right? But I decided I'm not ready just yet. I'll show you guys a thing. Let's see if this pops up, actually. It does. I've been spending a little bit of time going over this channel. Let's see. Google presents Kiwi Farms. They've been using a bonus show, right? Pretty much, I guess. It's a channel that uses Notebook LM AI to create little deep dive discussions on different Kiwi Farms threads. And say, let's find a good one here. The one I liked was the Styxhexenhammer one. Let's get into that.
Out, and they've seen some stuff.
No kidding. We're talking about a forum that practically invented internet.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea.
Right.
Though.
So for everyone listening to this deep dive, we are going to try to unpack this whole Styxhexenhammer 666 situation, the arrest, and everything that happened on Kiwi Farms.
It's crazy because it's like you're seeing the underbelly of what it means to be internet famous, the good, the bad, and the just plain bizarre.
Okay, so let's back up for a second. Styxhexenhammer 666, his real name is Tarl Warwick. He makes occult videos, right? Spells and rituals and all that.
Yeah, but he also has this kind of chaotic energy. Like, remember that whole thing on Pixel Planet, that website where you basically just like wage war on other users for territory?
Yeah, vaguely.
Well, Styx basically became their Alexander the Great, just conquering this huge chunk of the map and then making everyone use his color scheme. Some people think that's why the website died, actually.
Wow. Talk about punching above your weight. Well, digitally, at least. So we've got this guy who's a little chaotic, into the occult, and he's...
What I love about this AI is it takes pot shots pretty regularly about people. It does these deep dives, and it'll every once in a while like rip on them. Like just a second there. I'm sure you caught it, but the part where they make fun of his weight.
Well, digitally, at least.
The website died, actually.
Wow. Talk about punching above your weight. Well, digitally, at least. So we've got this guy who's a little chaotic, into the occult, and he's commanding armies of pixel warriors. What could go wrong, right?
Well, then you add in the accusations of plagiarizing other people's work, mostly just taking public domain occult books and putting his name on them. And then there's this whole whirlwind romance with this woman, Samantha.
Yeah, I needed to tune in because I haven't heard about the Razor Fist tape until a day ago. So that one I'm going to have to dive into as well. But the Ralph one, that's a lot to match. The Styx one, he just sounded like a pretentious tard. But, you know, Ralph raised that bar pretty high, so we'll have to see.
And, well...
And that brings us to now.
Exactly.
So the Kiwi Farms people, they don't miss a thing. The arrest happens on October 2nd, domestic battery charges. Someone with the interesting username Butt Pouncer posts...
I'm going to rewind that, by the way, but we had a user asking, or someone in chat asking, missed the Styx part, but did we cover the Styx bloody nose tape? We did. She had the phone chucked at her chest. What caused the nosebleed was stress, I believe she talks about. And that she was getting them pretty regularly at this time. But yeah, we went over that a little bit. What's more, I guess you could say interesting, but it's not quite the right word. It's him talking and being just smug. A little more Styxhexenhammer than he normally is.
Battery charges. Someone with the interesting username Butt Pouncer
Butt
posts
Pouncer.
the news, a screenshot from some local news website.
And everyone loses their minds.
I bet. This is like their Super Bowl, right?
Pretty much, yeah. And remember, Styx was posting about going to visit Samantha in her hometown. Well, everyone put two and two together pretty quickly.
Here's the thing that I don't get, though. It's not all just shock and outrage. It's like there's this sense of, I don't know, like they knew this was going to happen all along and now they feel vindicated or something.
Yeah. One user even predicted the relationship wouldn't last.
Yeah.
Said it was a recipe for disaster because of Styx's past relationships.
Which, let's be real, is kind of messed up, right? Like, maybe this guy has had some trouble in his past relationships, but should we really be happy about someone else's misfortune?
It's a good example of how Kiwi Farms is always kind of walking this line between, like, commentary and something much more, well, something that's not okay. But it also shows how much these parasocial relationships can affect people.
Right, because it's not like they're just watching this all from a distance. They've been following Styx's career, his relationships, his whole life, basically, since it's all online. Like, they feel like they know him.
Exactly. And that makes them feel invested, like they're part of his life, even though they really aren't. So when something like this happens, it's not just gossip, it feels personal to them.
And then to top it all off, Quarter Pounder bails Styx out.
Which obviously caused even more drama on Kiwi Farms.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, people were debating.
So that was basically the reason right there why I decided to watch this. Them referring to him, the quartering as Quarter Pounder.
Personal to them.
And then to top it all off, Quarter Pounder bails Styx out.
Which obviously caused even more drama on Kiwi Farms.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, people were debating if he was a good friend for being there for Styx or if he was just enabling his behavior. It got pretty heated.
No, this is where it gets really interesting to me. It's not just about one guy's arrest anymore, right? Like, now we're talking about responsibility, friendship, all that stuff. Plus, like, what does it even mean to be an online celebrity? It's like a crash course in how the internet can be this weird ethical minefield.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then Quarter Pounder streamed the whole bail process.
Yeah. Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, which obviously got people talking even more. Talk about adding fuel to the fire.
Wow. So we're not just trying to understand what happened with this arrest. We're also seeing how people with online fame deal with real-world consequences. And of course, Kiwi Farms is right there watching and judging every move. So Quarter Pounder bails Styx out, which starts this whole other debate about enabling bad behavior online. And we all know the Kiwi Farms crowd are not going to stay quiet about that.
Oh, definitely not. They basically become armchair psychologists trying to figure Styx out.
Mm-hmm.
One comment that I thought really summed it up was, this arrest just proves what we all knew already. Drunk, pervert, junkie, womanizer.
Yikes. But I mean, knowing how Styx acts online, I guess it's not that surprising they would say that.
And that's when people started comparing him to GWAR, which, just in case anyone doesn't know, is that band with super outrageous stage shows, lots of violence and crazy.
GWAR. They're referring to Guar. It's sad. They deserve better than that.
Stuff.
Right. I can kind of see it, though. It's definitely a weird comparison.
Totally. But for the people on Kiwi Farms, it makes sense. I mean, Styx is really into the occult, all that dark and mysterious stuff.
Yeah.
It all just feeds into this persona he's created, one that's kind of all about pushing the limits, you know?
So instead of being shocking, this arrest is almost like expected.
Exactly. Plus, this being Kiwi Farms, you know they can't resist making jokes about the whole thing. Like, there were people saying even a powerful wizard like Styx can't escape the law.
Yeah, especially ironic, since he always said he would never use the Fediverse because he didn't trust it, and now look.
It's like that saying, live by the internet, die by the internet.
Kiwi Farms poetic justice. But it's more than just Styx messing up, right?
Yeah.
This brings up questions about how we deal with internet celebrities in general.
For sure. We're the ones who give them a platform, who make them famous by being interested in their lives. And then we act all surprised when they don't live up to this perfect image we have of them in our heads.
Makes you wonder how often stuff like this happens offline and we just never hear about it. Like, how many seemingly perfect lives online are just one bad decision away from falling apart?
It's kind of scary when you think about it like that. All these digital lives we're so obsessed with, and the potential consequences that come with them.
So yeah, next time you're scrolling through your feeds, remember there are real people behind those accounts, and sometimes those carefully crafted personas crack.
They're real human beings.
And when that happens, well, that's when things get really interesting, isn't it?
Definitely keeps things interesting.
And
yeah, Guar unfortunately isn't quite the same without David Brockie. I couldn't get into it. I'd still see them if they came through, but it's not the same, man. And it was like his dying, like as he was going out, Brockie, he just wanted Guar to go on without him. It was kind of sad that it's not the same, dude. It's not the same without David Brockie. It's not Guar. I had the pleasure of meeting Brockie, actually, briefly outside of a show right before they went, not right before they went live, but it was a couple hours. He was outside on the phone, He's on a cellular device. Back before they sent a whole lot of pictures and stuff, they couldn't do a whole lot. They had cell phones back then. But he had seen us notice him from across the street, and my friend was a huge Guar fan. And he must have noticed that we had that look of being fans. So he immediately put the phone down to his side, and he goes, "Hey, good to see you kids. Good to see you." Shook all of our hands. He goes, "Hey, I usually only use these things to send pictures of my dick to people. Good to meet you guys. Hope you have a good time at the show." It was an absolute gentleman. I mean, of course, besides that whole comment about using his phone to send dick pics to people, but I mean that it's pretty on brand for Guar. But yeah, Guar, what a legendary band. There is no second place. There in that genre, there is just Guar. Oh man, it's just not the same, right? Rip David Brockie. With a can somebody make an AI cover of Styxhexenhammer singing Renegade by Styx? Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life from the long arm of the law.
Banger.
Lawman is putting into my running, and I'm so far from my
What kind of multi-tool SMG? Do you mean like AI tool?
Oh, mama, I can hear you crying. You're so scared and all alone.
Oh, this could be a little better.
Hangman is coming down from the gallows, and I don't have very
Yeah, this sucks. This is not good at all. It's supposed to be Chris Chan singing Renegade. I was going to go out with that, but that sucked. I'm so bummed. I wanted that to kick ass. Is it so hard to have an AI cover of Renegade by Styx? Apparently it is. I feel like I could rock out to that in the right setting. Yeah, dude, all of these suck. Well, shit.
Oh, mama, I'm in fear for
Here, we're gonna play it at 1.25 speed so we don't get copyright slammed.
Lawman is putting into my running, and I'm so far from my
Hey, actually doesn't sound too bad. 1.25.
Oh, mama, I can hear you crying. You're so scared and all alone.
Yeah, this is the way to go.
Hangman is coming down from the gallows.
This is how we're going out, boys. Finally found me. Embrace it, chat. We all know this is what's playing in Styxhexenhammer's head round the clock. High price on my head. Yeah, this is the stuff. He'll soon be dead. Alright, guys. Remember, be yourself, because you might find yourself by yourself in anybody. Anybody can learn from their own mistakes, but it takes a wise man like yourself to learn from the mistakes made by others. Quick reminder, persistence always overcomes resistance. Peace! Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life from the long run of the law. Hangman is coming down from the pedals. I'm not gonna have very long. They finally found me. I don't know the lyrics of the song, bro. Wanted man. Wanted man. All right. Drunk guitar stream when? Don't drink anymore, bro, but I can play guitar next time I stream. I've been playing a lot of stuff lately. I've got a couple of songs down. If I don't want to give myself too much credit, but I've come a long way. It might even sound decent. All right, good night, everybody. It was good seeing everybody out tonight, and we'll hopefully see you next Thursday at the normal time. So keep your eye on the skies, and we'll see you all next time.